We start Iron Man III with a flashback to 1999 before Tony Stark got a conscience. He meets scientist Mayor Hansen and another scientist, Aldrich Killian, who he's an absolute git to. I'm sure this will have no later repercussions. We cut to the present and Tony Stark suffering from PTSD due to that whole almost getting killed by an alien army thing. So he tries to distract himself by building 101 Iron Man suits and watching the telly. On the telly is a message from the Ten Rings, the terrorist group from the first film, led by the Mandarin. He basically says, "Na na na na, I'm blowing stuff up and you can't stop me." So the US military tell War Machine, now called Iron Patriot for some reason, to go sort him out. Meanwhile, Aldrich Killian returns to the film and asks Pepper if Stark Industries would like to get involved with his extremist tech, but she gets a bad vibe off of him, so she turns him down, and Happy Hogan gets a bad vibe from Killian's henchman Savan, so he follows him but unfortunately gets blown up. Don't worry, he's only mostly dead.
Mostly dead? He's slightly alive.
The Mandarin takes credit for this latest explosion, and Tony Stark vows vengeance by inviting him to his house for a round of fisticuffs. Before the fisticuffs, Tony does some detective work and deduces that an explosion in Tennessee needs investigating. He sets a flight plan to the place, but then the Mandarin sends a bunch of helicopters to blow up Tony's house. Not quite sure what Tony expected. Tony survives the attack thanks to his Iron Man suit, which takes him to Tennessee whilst he was having a snooze. He recruits a young boy to be his Watson, though he turns into his Robin after a fight with some fire people. He leaves his suit to be fixed up by Watbin as he tracks down the Mandarin to Miami. Turns out he's just an actor hired by Killian who's captured Rhodey and Pepper and is going to take over the world as army of fire people. I think. I'm not actually sure what his goal is. Tony saves Rhodey, and after a bit of skydiving they head over to an oil rig to save Pepper and the President. All the Iron Suits are summoned and we have our smash fight which culminates in Pepper dying, but not actually, and she destroys Killian with her firebending. Tony promises to retire from being Iron Man. Yeah, that'll stick. And they all live happily ever after. Until Avengers 2, but we've got a while before that. This is Iron Man 3, and his greatest villain is PTSD.